What's up, everybody? So, saw this very interesting not video, article shared to me by a person by the name of Patricia Hernandez. Now, as to be expected, over the course of forever, a lot of people are going to be defending, as part of Access Media types that are going to be defending this this game in Last of Us 2. We've talked about that endless amount of times on this channel. My issue isn't that, look, the criticism is welcome. If you have an issue with what someone says, that's fine. My problem, though, is that they try to paint a particular narrative, and when that happens, that isn't really representative of, I think, fairly representative of the community at large. Certainly in this case, gaming community, and it doesn't really make sense when you put it in other contexts. And I think that's what matters when we talk about the criticism of the game. You can't just isolate a particular thing and then be like, well, this is a problem, toxicity, and so forth. So in this article right here, by the name of, again, person by the name of Patricia Hernandez, titled "The Last of Us Part 2 proves gaming doesn't know how to deal with muscular women." And by gaming, she's meaning the community, not the game itself. While AAA videos have recently started incorporating more female protagonists, for the most part, these characters fit a specific build. Leading ladies are often basically the typical, or I don't want to say typical, but, very fit figure in terms of a woman, and they do these deals. Whereas to Abby, it doesn't fit the usual mode of that. Square jaw, jacked to the gills, muscular arms, big big mama pump. Holla if you hear me. He's got your hookup. Nonetheless, basically she's going on. She's talking about how all of these people, she's modeled after this person who actually looks more like a chick than she does in the face. But again, it's about context. A lot of people are, and as this article mentions, yes, talking about her physique. But it's about the context. First of all, the character sucks. So any criticism that she has is going to have to take that in mind, or keep that in mind. Like she's a trash character. I'm not going to spend this actual video talking all about that. You can look at my videos. I spell all of this out. Nonetheless, yes, she's jacked. I think a lot of people are confused as to the fact that you're in this post-apocalyptic world, and yes, there's a gym and so forth, but the fact that she's as big as she is, you definitely, as a woman, will require her to eat properly to maintain that said physique. And in a situation where they're sort of scavenging for all of these different sorts of food, it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But to be fair, a lot of stuff about this doesn't make sense, and when it comes to this storyline. But you admitted in the article that she's built oddly, or not, let's say oddly, let's say she doesn't fit the mold is what you said. I guess you can say oddly. And she doesn't. She doesn't. She is a unique looking character in that regard, that she doesn't look like your usual video game protagonist female that's kicking ass. She doesn't. And I'm willing to concede that. And when you consider the crap that she does throughout the course of this, spoiler alert, killing Joel, as an example, she's going to get everything she has coming to her. And of course, people are going to focus on her physique because she doesn't fit a particular mold. But it's not about generally the muscles. And that's what got me. Like, she's trying to paint this narrative as if, oh, well, she has muscles, therefore people have issue with. It's not about just her being muscular, right? It's context, post-apocalyptic world, why she built like that. But also, yeah, her physique is unique. She sucks as a character. People are, of course, going to highlight it. But to act like people just have an issue with people or women, more so, having muscles in gaming is ahistorical, doesn't make any sort of sense. Matter of fact, come here. Come on, girl. So this is my dog. I love her to death. Her name is Cammy. Who do you think, and that's her name, like it's not short for anything, that's her name, Cammy. Who do you think I named her after? Character from Street Fighter. This is specifically who I named her after. And if you've seen Cammy in, hold on, girl, getting all tangled up on my headphones now. Are you good? All right, I got you. There you go. But let me let this other dog in. Hold up. Let me make this point. I'm recording, but oh well. My other dog was scratching at the door. But if you've played recent Street Fighters, as the graphics have gotten progressively better, she's looked more defined. I have no issue with this. As you can see, she is cut up. She's ripped. She's ripped. Her legs have all sorts of cuts in them, and she's ripped. And anybody that's played a fighting game, and if you obviously seen Chun-Li, anybody that look at her, she's shredded. I don't know anybody that's been like, oh, Cammy, we can't handle Cammy because she has muscles. What? Who's saying that? I'm certainly not saying it. I've named my dog after this character. And obviously there's a multitude of other different characters definitely in this franchise. And if you've played fighting games, you've seen her, and or other characters. Chun-Li has these massive legs. And so forth. But to sit here and be like, yeah, it's because she has muscles, I think it's lazy. I think it's dishonest. And I think it doesn't really represent the gamer at large. But if you want to make things up, you can say stuff like that, which doesn't make any sense. And you can just say, hey, this character has muscles, and that's why people don't like her. They can't handle that. Yes, people are making fun of her. You've even conceded. What's her name? Patricia? You even conceded, man. You've conceded that she isn't built like a lot of characters are. So, of course, people are going to highlight it. She's built unlike any other female in this post-apocalyptic world. And she's jacked. Big Mama Pump. People are going to highlight it. But to act like people can't handle the muscles, acting like it's solely because she has muscles and that's why people have an issue with her, is, again, doesn't make sense. You're shortchanging the story and the gripes that people have with the character in general. You're completely ignoring that to try to focus on the fact that, oh, well, she's built like this, and therefore that's why people can't handle her. They're not satisfied by her physique. Like, no, the character is trash. It would have been more tolerable if the character wasn't garbage. But when you find out what you find out about the character, you're like, this doesn't make sense in the context of this story at all, where she's as ripped as she is. When you consider the world that they're in, which it's not just that she's shredded, it's just that she's like hulked up. And she's built after college. Of course, she eats a certain way to maintain that physique. I say this as a former collegiate track and field athlete. You know, this is what I did. This is what I still do. And I know women that are built like that. I know how they had to eat, and I know that how they had to work out. And if for us just be eating regular stuff and to be just ripped like that doesn't seem to make any sense in the world that they're in. And Neil Druckmann tweeted about that not too long ago, so he's completely aware that people are saying this. It's like a troll. The guy's cocky as I don't know what. But look, people don't have issues with women having muscles. Your character sucked, and she just happened to be Big Mama Pump. Holla if you hear me.